I am all over the place right now for various different reasons, but for my own mental health, I'm gonna push through this. Nemo Santa is a lot better than I initially thought, but there is a giant elephant in the room, and that's that AOE Arts Riders is a category of monsters that has been building up for like literal years. Like started with Rider Mordred, then we got Da Vinci Rider, and then Habitat. Those three are so good at what they do, it's not even funny, and it's hard for any new unit that comes out to even come anywhere close to it. They cannot just be farmers, they have to be doing something else. Case in point, Bakken, Odysseus, more challenge quest, CQ focus. Bakken is sub DPS, like good for multi-core. Not necessarily a 3-turn farmer, but they can do it. Nemo Santa is also super good at multi-core, and he has a very specific niche that isn't even like that hard to find. And there is another arts welfare that also has multi-core potential and AoE buffs that we just got an evocation, and I'm talking about Sakamoto Ryoma. I'm fine with my expectations being wrong. I see Nemo as a rider version of Zenobia. She has they have very similar numbers in terms of like gain, buff status. They both get charge per turn. They both have super effective mods, although Zenobia's, oh wait, no, I think hers is a power mod. But yeah, they're not going to completely replace what you have, but if you are looking for something different just because you're trying to like get more bond points, get more bond CEs, because not Nasu, Tucson has been saying that for like well over a year, that you want the bond CEs. He's not bad. He is comparable. And like arts farming is like some of the easiest shit with AoE riders. They're fighting casters who give the best refund. It was gonna be very hard that they made him super bad. They would have had, this number would have had to been like in the low 40s or 30s for him to actually be bad at his job. So let's get started. The wiki has this shit swapped. It had it swapped this morning. I was hoping when I re-recorded it would be fixed, but it's not. Base attack lower than 9k. Not great, but when he has as much buffs as he does, and just like the type of supports he gets, it's whatever. This is an issue, just grail him. JP has grail casting, not the biggest issue. Should you do it? I mean, not if you already have like invested Habitat, invested Mordred, invested Da Vinci Rider. He's just gonna be a fun option, and just like can do some different stuff. HP, it's okay. Nothing to really scoff at, but like you can see here, like these numbers just literally don't make sense. Star weight, star gen are normal rider numbers. MP charge is healthy at 0.51. Even though the face card refund is spotty, he is still a rider. If he has stars, he will crit and he will refund a lot. 4 hits on quick, 3 hits on arts, 3 buster, 5 hit extra attack. Hit counts are average across the board except the quick card. And fast forward here, he has riding A because he's a rider. So these quick cards actually will refund, or not refund, they will gen stars. And I mean, his charge number is high enough that he'll get something from these in an art sled chain. This skill is his multi-core skill. You do, or his mana burst. You do not pop this on the first turn. If you do, you are dumb, because then you don't have your like damage steroid for wave 3. He does not need this to be looping. Although right now it is kind of hard to say that because he's getting event mod. But I mean, if you run him with Black Rail, which he is 100% a Black Rail looper, this doesn't matter. These buffs are minuscule compared to 80% MP damage and the 2400 attack you can get from an MLB Black Rail. Like, he would get more attack from that CE than this part. So it's 20 MP damage, 20 crit damage, and then 20 attack. But if you run him with a group servant, and this means not just on the field, but in their MPs too, there is another being that is fighting with them. For Dioscuri, it's pretty obvious. Okita, it is Rengoku. Trunk Sister, obvious. Ouryu, obvious. Ouryu, a bunch of other stuff. He's like transforms into a different character. It's part of his lore. Okuni, again, obvious. This is not obvious, and it's from the MP, and the same with Super Bunyan. But 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 4, 5. 5 single targets that are not like bad servants for DPS. Like, that was some special coffee. Okay, 5 servants. Oh my god. 5 servants that are like genuinely good single target DPSs. And Ryoma specifically is arts, has AoE buffs, including a battery and an AoE arts buff. And then he also just got an MP buff. You now have 2 MP5 Arts Riders that can pretty much take care of like any multi-core caster nodes that you can think of for free. You just have to have the evocation leaves, and you just have to do this event. I really think Ryoma is going to be Nemo's best use case, because the other servants don't necessarily have the best synergy. Dioscuri, I think, could use stronger buffs to be used in a multi-core than just what they have right now. But I mean, they're not bad. They're definitely not bad. Trunk Scissors, actually, if you have them, they will work against with caster Lancer nodes, which, I mean, they can happen. They can easily happen. Second skill, and straight up, you do not need to level this skill. If all you care about is farming, you don't have to level this. All you care about is this part. You get charge every turn for 3 turns. It doesn't scale. It's just flat there. The only thing that scales is cooldown and the guts HP. I mean, it's a healthy guts 3k. He's not a low HP memer, and OG Nemo has this too. But yeah, this skill for, again, low investment is really good. Rider Mordred does have investment issues where if you kind of have to max out the battery, a pen skill, if you want good setups that don't have you wasting good setups that let you actually pop Castoria MPs, which Mordred desperately needs. She desperately needs those attack buffs. But yeah, Nemo doesn't. He is meant to be either starting from 50 or starting from 0. It's a good problem to have. Or not, I wouldn't even say it's a problem. It's a good thing to have. Third skill, you are leveling this for the arts buff, and that's it. Party-wide evasion when attack returns. Nice, ARP of healing, but it does have a cooldown. Entire party gets a 10% battery. Again, very similar to Ryoma, although I think Ryoma's... no, I think his is static. I think is static. Yeah, no, his is static too. Hey, 20% right there. Both of them together. Append. Yeah, both of them together. Append. Their second append's maxed out. They both have 40% charge. That's 2 Castoria AoEs, and the Castorias get to pop their batteries wherever they need to. If they need to pop it for extra damage for both of them, they can do that. You have option. But if you don't have the mats to actually level this skill, you still have the battery. You don't have to start actually at 0. You have some leeway. Definitely would be popping this turn 1 though. I would not save this shit for a 10% battery. That shit is not gonna save you. You need the arts refund, not this tiny little battery. Passives, like I said, quick performance 10%, damage up for divinity. Sea God protection, arts crits up 6%. Rider, you should be critting on the arts cards. Damage cut if on water side or void space. The original review for this, I had when he came out yesterday, I had to put it off because this was not translated right. Or I couldn't tell what the translation was because it was like get rate, and it was like 2 different things. Nice that he has damage cut. That's always a nice thing to have. Like if you have that, like in early game, you can just face guard. But I mean, no one is going to be using this Nemo in early game because you need to do Trom. Like 90% sure you need to do Trom. 99% actually. 10 skills. Right now, we cannot do this, but mana loading, it's obvious. For multi-core and just regular farming, you need this to do like nice clean teams and save charge for if the nodes get not just casters. Like if you have berserkers, if you have neutral classes mixed in, and then you might have a damage problem, but that's a different issue. Anti-saber. If there was a not to bring up this sheet. I keep having to go back to this. If there was an arts, and like I know there's Archeria, but there is no arts single target archer that also has the group servant. So would be nice if full support, but because then it would have synergy. You'd bring the archer, and if Nemo has to do a face guard, hey, he does a little more damage. But it is what it is. MP 4 hit. Thank God. If this was 3, this unit would have not been good. He would have had such refund problems if he had a 3 hit. Yes, his MP gain would have gone a lot higher, but I would rather have less MP and more hits than super high MP gain and fewer hits. Like shows with Muramasa, Space Ishtar, very, very rarely are they ever looping 100%. Most of the time they are going to 70, and then you pop Castoria skills. Although Muramasa, he's a little different. It depends on if you're popping Castoria MPs. So the skill seal, very nice, especially if you're doing multi-core for a challenge quest. They're stopping a lot of like debuffs, buffs from even going out on the enemy, and they're just gonna hit you. So you get gain. As long like you're running an arts team, like you shouldn't be worried about taking damage. Like you either have Tamamo to heal it or Castoria to like not take damage, period. And very nice, he has evil alignment as a super effective mod. So with that super effective, and we have to go down here for Nemo. This is including his first skill being popped. So the damage, I would assume, is a lot closer to MP1. At MP1, I'm talking specifically MP1. It would be closer to MP1 Habitrot, maybe MP1 Mordred. But you can go to MP5, so his damage probably would be closer, like consistently, to MP2 or 3 Habitrot. But when you include evil alignment, he shoots through the moon, and the other MP5 of any of these loopers is not touching that. And super effective is multiplicative with Black Rail, so the damage can go way higher than you would think. Like we are talking about you actually needing like MP4 or MP5 5 stars to compare to Nemo when he has evil alignment, even if he is not popping his first skill. Mordred's biggest complaint is her damage. She has such shit damage. The fact that Nemo is guaranteed MP5, it helps, but let's not forget Mordred, he loops 178% against casters, and that's being generous. There's ways you can get that way higher by like giving her black rail, because I'm talking using Mordred MP2 with a detective foams, not a black rail, and she loops 178%. I'm pretty sure if she gets more overkill, she is easily hitting 200. And if she's doing that against 3 enemies, it really is like 2 enemy casters and she gets 100%. And if there's like some weird enemy berserker, it really doesn't matter. And I believe even against 3 berserkers, she's still looping above 100%. Like maybe closer to 110, but yeah, that is off Mordred's kit when overkill is like one of her biggest issues. But again, elephant in the room, Habitrot. Habitrot is, sorry, let me go back to it. Habitrot is a free MP5 as long as you roll the friend point gacha. Like, and Habitrot, if you have her penned and her second skill maxed out, has 100% battery and can start from 0 without any help from any other support. That by itself changes the team comps you can run, and you don't have to run expensive comps in a lottery like what's going on right now. When we go to Ascension skill mats, these aren't bad, but they're not that good either. Sorry, I have a headache right now. Hopefully I'm not getting sick. I really hope I'm not getting sick. The mats could be worse, but they're not egregious. We don't have 72 of these bullets. We don't have like evil bones to go with it. It's just like one of these annoying mats per skill. And like I said, you don't have to level all his skills. Like even this skill, like yes, you'd want to level it for damage, but it doesn't even apply for most farming. Like you don't use that until turn 3 anyway. On CE, MP damage 10% and power mod against evil alignment 15%. I am thoroughly impressed with Nemo. He is not the unit I wanted, but he's not a bad unit. Obviously, the more built your account is, the less you need him. But I mean, are you gonna say no to someone to farm QP for you? Because I'm clicking the wrong cheats. I'm pretty sure his turn 1 damage just straight up kills that last enemy in the extreme nodes for QP. So yeah. And obviously you can just use Shufu and a friend Castoria and boom, you're set. If you have not rolled out and gotten like MP5 Habitrot by this point, he's probably going to be your looping replacement, but Habitrot's other utilities cannot be understated. So, good servant. Not gonna talk about how I feel about the event yet. Not in this video. That might be another one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.